Hi everybody, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about physical health, like your physical pain, but how it can affect your well-being, like your mental health, and ways of how you can cope with it. So physical pain, like your physical health, let's just say back pain. Now back pain is very common, and there's many different sorts of back pain. You've got like the muscular side of things. Stress can cause back pain, like tension in your muscles. You've got the other things like to do with the disc, like your slip disc, bulging disc. You've got the neurological side of things like sciatica. So all those sorts of things. There's probably other ones as well that causes back pain and causes them problems. Now a lot of it can be mechanical. What I mean by mechanical is like wear and tear, like how we're lifting things. We all forget. We all should have our back straight and bend our knees and how we lift things. Even bad posture, that can cause problems with the back, like back pain, sleeping awkward. You've got as well acute pain, which may last, I don't know, roughly about a week, few days, like the acute side of things. And you've got the chronic pain as well, which normally lasts anything from 6 to 8 weeks. Now, with any back problem, the first thing that you should really do is see a doctor, get it checked out, see what's going on with it. If it's lasting more than a few days, just to get it checked out and see what's going on with it, see what it is, see what the actual problem is. That's your first initial thing with it. Now with I've had experience with back pain. I had sciatica. I was diagnosed with sciatica a couple of years ago. Now sciatica is to do with the main nerve, and it goes all down the leg. So it affects going down the leg. It also affects your neck and your head. You feel like, I say the expression of wearing a hat as if you've got a hat on as well, like a weird feeling there. Now, I'd never had sciatica before. Now, when I first started getting it, I was getting like in my groin. Every time I sat down, got up, I had a pain in my groin, and then all of a sudden I had a pain in my back, in my lower back, but it was like a real tense pain, and it was really painful. Now I didn't know what it was, so I went to get it checked out. At this specific time it was evening, so I ended up at the hospital. I was up there for hours, like waiting to get checked out. They checked as well to see if I had a water infection, because sometimes that in itself can cause back problems. I never had nothing like that, and I was diagnosed with sciatica, and that's what they said. Oh, you've got sciatica. My first initial thought was, oh, why me? You know what I mean? I was sort of like probably a bit of self-pity there. But it was, I had it on the right hand side, the lower back, near where the discs are, and you got the spine. I had it there, and they just said to me to go to see your doctor. I had to see my doctor. So trying to get in to see the doctor was a nightmare, but whilst waiting to see the doctor, it was just real agony for me. Like, I couldn't sit down for too long. I'd be sat on the edge of the sofa. I had to get up. I was walking, pacing. I found walking with it really helped. It just calmed it down. But then at first initial, say, couple of weeks, 3 weeks was really bad, because what happens is your first initial thing, like when you experience that pain, because it's so painful, is what do. All along you're doing that, and you're tensing your muscles up. But that's what we do. That's what happens, and it causes a bit of tension on the muscles. Then it just goes up. It just causes a lot of tension to the muscles. So yeah, I found walking. But at first, like the first day afterwards, I didn't go out. I just stayed in. I was just every now and again just walking up and down, pacing down up and down the room. Then I sit down. That was just constantly, like, throughout the day. The second day, I thought I need it, because it's how it makes you feel. This is the thing, how it makes you feel within yourself. This is how it made me feel. You feel a bit low within yourself. You feel drained because of the pain. You're trying to fight it. You're continuously trying to fight that pain. You don't want to be in that pain, because sciatica is one of the bad, like, it's really bad. Like there's other ones, like I said, like slip disc, them major ones. But yeah, it was really bad. But I thought to myself the second day, just go try a little walk. And what I done, because obviously it's painful after, when you first got it, you can't walk like you normally would walk, so a distance. So I gradually done a little walk. I went out, and it was really, I felt a bit overwhelmed when I got outside. I felt like, people are just looking at me. Obviously they weren't, but it's how it makes you feel within yourself. Because I was walking, you might tend to walk a bit funny. You can't walk properly with it because of the pain. And I remember after, I just felt really overwhelmed. This was the second day, and I thought, I can't take this. I really can't take this. But I had a little cry, and it made me feel a little bit better afterwards. Not much, but a little bit better. I needed to get that out. I needed to outlet that out, how I was feeling. So it makes, like I said, it makes you it may make you feel like that, and just feel low within yourself, lacking in energy. It can affect your well-being. Physical health can affect your well-being because of it. And then the stress, it's like a vicious little circle going on, because stress in itself puts a lot of tension on your muscles. You may feel a bit anxious with it all, because with me, because I never had it before, I didn't know what to expect. I just thought, the back, down the leg. But once you start, it's how it makes you feel, like the tension around your shoulders, my neck. It was just horrible in itself. I just felt, even the pain in itself makes you feel a bit sick with a lot of the pain. So anyway, eventually, I just gradually done little walks to try and help with it, because they did say, obviously with your back, the worst thing you can do is sit for too long. You think, if I rest it, it's going to help. No, it's just going to make it feel worse. So even though you're in that pain, you've got to try and stay as mobile as possible with it. So then I eventually, because they said to me for the first week, not too much physical exercise. You got to, not for the first week if you normally do any physical exercise. But what I got some, because exercise is good for it. exercise is good for back pain. It's good for us physically anyway, and it's good for our mental health. So it can help that side of things. So I looked up some like exercises for back pain, like just some little gentle exercises for it. So I was doing that, and I eventually got in to see my doctor, but in the meantime they told me I had to take paracetamol, ibuprofen, but what I was doing, I was taking the paracetamol, ibuprofen. I got the gel that you can rub on your back. I used that, ice packs, anything like that. But it wasn't really, it was taking a bit of the pain away, but not a lot. So I got in to see my doctor. I did get in probably after about a couple of weeks or so, because sometimes it takes ages to get an appointment at the doctor's. But I got in, I seen my doctor, and he's brilliant. He's a brilliant doctor. He explained it. He pinpointed exactly where that sciatica was. He himself suffered with sciatica, so I thought brilliant, and he explained it. And that in itself, just being explained something, I got a bit of understanding around it, and there was a bit of relief there. So that in itself helped with it, because I asked a few questions and I got the answers. So if you're going to the doctors about something like that and you're unsure, always make sure if you've got any questions, ask them. So then you've got a bit of understanding around it, because then that understanding helps within yourself. It will help you with your wellbeing, your mental health as well, because all along you're wondering what is going on with me, even though you know in yourself it's your back, but it's what the mind does at the same time, how it affects you. So I had that, and then I ended up having to have stronger painkillers, which was cocodamol. I was on a high dose, but me personally, I'm not one for, I only take painkillers if I really have to as well. So, and also I was given a small low dose 2 milligram of diazepam. Now the doctor said only take them if you really have to, because diazepam and cocodamol, diazepam are addictive anyway, but they're a muscle relaxant. They help to relax you as well, make you feel a bit more relaxed. But cocodamol, they're addictive as well. It's the codeine that's in the cocodamol that's addictive, and they always warn you on that. So I took them for it, but then I was thinking, like, I told my doctor what I've been doing, like gentle walking, gentle exercise, which I got up off the internet for the back, and plenty of water because of your circulation as well. It helps with all that, with your back. And he said to me, you're doing all the right things with it all. So that was that. But yeah, I done them exercises for at least 6 weeks, the back exercise, because what happens is you have to strengthen it back up, really, because you have a weakness there, to prevent any further injuries. So I was doing that, but in itself I just felt drained. I was being told you got to relax with the pain. That's easier said than done when you're in that moment of pain. It's very hard to do. It's something that you have to practice and try to do. It's not something when you're in that situation just to sit there and try and relax with it. But eventually, so a couple of times I tried it, because what happens is if you're relaxed, if your muscles are relaxed, it helps with the pain. You know in yourself, but because when you're reacting, you just want to push it away and you're reacting towards it. It's like you get a bit of hatred around it, and you just, how it makes you feel within yourself, the physical pain, how it can make you feel and how it can affect your well-being. But what I eventually done with practice, when I tried it a couple of times, it just didn't work. I thought, I'm not going to give up. This is a thing, not giving up with it, because you've got to help deal with how you're feeling with it if it's affecting your well-being, and you've got to help with the healing of the back. It's all about the healing, and everybody's different and how long it takes with healing as well, and how it can affect, and everybody's different and how it can affect them. This is just my experience of how it affected me. It probably might affect other people like that, I don't know, but this was my experience with it. So eventually one day I was just sat there, and then without even thinking, I must have just subconsciously not realised, and I was sat there, and then all of a sudden I just started to relax. I was able to relax my body. I had pain going on in my back, going down my leg. I could feel where that pain was. It was like a bit of mindfulness, really, I was doing by just sitting there and I ended up going into that pain, knowing where that pain was exactly, and the pinpoints and where it was going. And at the same time, I was able to relax my body. I could, like I said, I could feel that pain, but it didn't seem to bother me so much. The main thing was I was relaxed. I think what it was, I was relaxed. My body was relaxed. And it just helped a bit with coping with that pain. And I just sent a sense of relief come over me, thinking, I can just relax with it. I'm able to relax, sit there and relax. Because before, I was like a yo-yo. I was getting up, like pacing or having to go, I couldn't sit there for, I only could sit there for about 15 minutes and that would be it. I was up again. Even though they say you have to be mobile with a back problem, with back pain, but even so, you still need to relax with it at the same time, because it can drain your energy. And I think that's what was happening. The energy, I felt low. You start to feel a bit low in yourself. So I managed, like I said, to just do that, relax into it. It took a few attempts, but it worked. And it, like I said, it was like a relief just come over me with it all. And a bit of mindfulness there, being mindful. Now that was one thing. So from then on, it was just, I gradually started to feel a bit better within myself, because I had the understanding of what was going on. I eventually was able to relax with it, just relax with the pain. I knew what it was. I didn't react towards it and try and push it away, because that in itself is like adding on. I gradually started walking a bit further with it, and that really helped. Just walking. Obviously, like I said at first, you take it steady. You listen to your body and go, if you're going to go for a little walk, just little walks at a time, even if it's like a short 10-minute walk, walking around your flat, or if you've got a garden, just a little walk and then sit down. But eventually you start to gradually get into it, and the more I done that, it really helped, and it helped to calm the pain down as well. And like I said, the more I done it, it helped more and more. And then like with the exercises, I was doing the exercises about 2-3 times a day for so many weeks. Now what I do now is I do Tai Chi. Tai Chi is good for it. Qigong is good for it. It's a good exercise. You can get them up on YouTube, all these different ones. And like with Qigong, there's ones for all back pain. There's ones for like physical pain. It's all ones as well for anxiety, like all about the mind, the mental health, to help with your mental health as well. So that's what I do now. Tai Chi, Qigong. I love my walks. I go for walks, just getting out in that fresh air. It really helps with your well-being. And I think that was another thing as well, doing something like that, just pushing. Even though I was in real bad pain, I needed to get out. And I think just getting out into that fresh air outside gradually helped with how I was feeling within myself. So yeah, there's a few tips there. Many of you may know, like the back exercises, if you've ever suffered with your back. But it's all about your well-being, how it makes you feel within yourself as well. Meditation, that's another thing. That's good for pain, and it's good for your mental health. So it's all about getting an understanding even around that, and trying your best and coping with that back pain if you're suffering with a back pain or any pain in itself. Always remember, see a doctor and get a diagnosis on what is going on, and like what painkillers you need, because always be careful with painkillers as well, certain tablets, because if you're already on other tablets for something, they may counteract with them. So always check out first as well, like see the doctor and let them know if you're on any other medication. Because it was like my partner, he is back and he's on a certain medication, and he can't take ibuprofen because it counteracts it against it. You can't take it with them because of them tablets. So always get that checked out. Always, and then once all that, coping with the initial pain, doing like exercise, like I said, my experience. But you eventually, even like I said, with exercise, like gentle exercise, it helps with your well-being, your mental health. Gradually you start to feel a bit better within yourself. Another thing as well, probably trying to relax with the pain, is putting on some gentle music, just some relaxing music, and try that. So you've got a bit of relaxing music in the background that can help calm your mind from from the anxiousness. Just calm your mind and calm your body, relax your muscles. So that's another thing. So there's different ways of doing it. So I hope this video will be of some help to some people, because physical pain can affect our mental health, our mental well-being as well. It's like a little circle going on there. So I hope, like I said, I hope this video will be of some help to some people. And take care. All you can do, if anybody's out there in that situation, just do your best. Try and keep on top of it. Be positive. Try and be as positive as you can with it all. And give us a like.